Looks like it's that time of year again. We've got costumes, ghouls, jack-o'-lanterns, little minions running around with pumpkins on their heads, and of course, video games. And if we've got all these things in one place at this time of year, then that can mean only one thing.
Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night.
Alright, welcome back to Fween the Skull Pirate, and this time we're not doing our Final Fantasy XIV 101, even though we are starting off with Final Fantasy XIV. This is the special Halloween edition. I'll be skimming over a few of the mini games taking part in the celebration this year, and first up, we're going to start with what Final Fantasy XIV has done this year, which I am loving so far. As opposed to previous years where you just ran quests and maybe killed a few things and got some rewards, this year they've instituted a haunted house with all kinds of little games and fun things you can do inside, as well as having to try and dodge all these things that you can see all around there. Now, the biggest thing here is that you're given a sanity meter for your party, and when you get turned into a pumpkin, it damages your sanity. Now, what happens if your sanity goes to zero? Well, you get kicked out of the haunted house. You don't get any rewards. You have to go through and you have to actually make it through all these little mini games. You have to run around and dodge these, otherwise, boom, duty failed, you're punted out, and you have to start over again. Now, if you win from going through and actually managing to finish all the little games they give you in the haunted house, then you are rewarded with Halloween cookies. Of course. You get to go through and enjoy yourself with a party, have some fun, play some games, and then once you get to the end, you find this little imp here, and he gives you cookies. Now, those cookies are used for various things. You get a new minion, you get some orchestrations that you can have in your guild house or in your personal home, and you also have an option to get a couple little treats for the holiday season. Now, in this case, it's going to be a spread of Halloween-themed food as well as a pumpkin head that you can wear for a few seconds. Now, the biggest thing about this is just have fun with it. I mean, it's a freaking haunted house. How much cooler is that? They actually went from the normal run here, do this quest system and actually added in some games for you to play. You get turned into a pumpkin randomly and you have some fun in the process. It was a blast playing through all this, and I'm sure anybody else that's out there who wants to play would enjoy it just as much as I did. Next up, we've got Overwatch. They are doing Junkenstein's Revenge. Now, what this basically is on top of all of the skins and emotes and everything else that you can find out there for the Halloween event, you are going to get to play in Junkenstein's Revenge. This is basically you getting to play as either Soldier 76, McCree, Anna, or Hanzo. Now, it is kind of a challenge, especially if you don't get a decent party or if you make too many mistakes yourself during the entire process. I tried playing as Hanzo, and you'll see that coming up here in a second, and I suck at Hanzo on this, so forgive me for that, for anyone out there who actually is good at Hanzo. Now, I did do the best on Soldier 76 and on Ana because I play them more often. But as far as this goes, it was a blast. You run around, you fight Zomnics, and you get to fight Junkenstein and his minions, and it was just a really cool idea on Blizzard's part for doing this in Overwatch. I really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. But like I said, you really got to get a decent party or avoid making any mistakes while you're playing through this because essentially if you're not paying attention and they start to overrun you, then you really are in a tight spot. You can end up losing quite quickly and very easily if you let it get out of hand. But if you, like I said, get a good party together, go in there, have some fun with it. I mean, you're going to play it a couple of times because there's no way you're going to get it uh, your first time. And if you do, congratulations on that. You got a good party and you did a good job. But if you can't do it the first time, don't feel bad. Not everyone gets it the first time. I played through it probably at least 3 or 4 times before I got a decent enough party to actually manage to finish the level. But I had a lot of fun with it. It was a blast. I've actually played a couple of times after I finished it. But you can go in there, you can blast some Zomnics, have some fun, go in there with some friends. You earn some points and everything. It's got a leaderboard. Have a lot of fun with it. It's not as in depth as something like the Haunted House from Final Fantasy XIV, but it's still fun to do. Now, if you do end up getting to overrun, like I said, boom. They overrun you, they take over the castle, defeat. It's a sad screen to see, trust me. Seen it too many times. But then there is a bright side. If you do good, you get in there and your team gives it their all and you don't make too many mistakes and you actually remember to heal whenever you need to, then you can actually manage to defeat Junkenstein and unlock a new achievement for Survived the Night. Now, these next couple I'm just really going to touch on because they don't have a whole lot of like actual content to them for the holiday event. This first one is actually Black Desert Online. Now, you can see I've got a couple of quests here that I'm going to pick up, and it's pretty much just you get Halloween cookies for logging in daily, and then you also get a couple of quests that you can run, and one of them is actually just going in and slaughtering these pumpkin ghosts, which you'll see me do here in a moment. Now, basically, all you're doing is going through killing the pumpkin ghosts, and that is one of the quests that you've got to do. And this pumpkin patch is just full of them. They keep respawning like crazy, and I actually ended up at one point having to use a health potion just because so many of them spawned at once. Now, as far as the actual content to this, there's like I said, there's not a lot to it. The biggest prize that you get at the end of it is there is actually a pumpkin mask that you can get. Now, this jack-o'-lantern mask is something I'm still working to get because I haven't gotten enough of the item that I need to turn in for it. But that's pretty much all that I've found that there is to this so far. There's probably more to it, but I haven't seen a whole lot of it yet. I don't really play a lot of Black Desert right now because this is one of those games that really wears on my system. Now, the other thing that I played a little bit of was Paragon. Now, Paragon does have some skins and things going on for the holiday event. I've got one of them that I picked up automatically, and then there were a couple other ones that I picked up. I'll show you those here in a second. Just wanted to touch on these and show you that there are some other events going on out there besides the ones that everyone knows about for Overwatch and Final Fantasy and things like that. But these are mostly just skins or aesthetic things and stuff that you can pick up through quests, the normal Halloween events and holiday events that you see. And the biggest thing is that there are other games out there that are doing Halloween events. I know that I believe Smite's got some skins and things like that going on for the Halloween event, and Pokemon Go is currently doing some event stuff right now where you get extra candy and things like that. And it's really neat to see that all these different games are actually picking up and moving with the Halloween event stuff, whereas it was mostly like you'd see Christmas events and things like that in the past, but not a whole lot of games picking up the Halloween event. It makes me really happy to see that now, just because the fact that this is my favorite holiday out of the year. And I know some of you are going to probably wonder why I don't like Christmas more. And no, it's not because of the free candy. I just love this time of year that much. Now, I am going to go ahead and end it here. Enjoy the last couple skins on here that I'm showing you from Paragon. This is actually a really fun game. I really need to upgrade my system so I can play it more, just because it is a really intense game for my system right now, and it's a little bit older, but I left you a little something at the end of the video. Enjoy, and happy Halloween.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think we should.
A spooky, scary skeleton shouts startling, shrilly screams. They'll sneak under sarcophagus and just won't leave you be. Shouts.